a synergist media production.
Two geniuses.
I read 7 books of the Bible in one day.
Craving your attention.
I want you to love us.
Bringing you humor.
Because we are funny.
Reminding you who you are.
I believe this generation will be a generation of Davids answering the call.
Honesty.
Listen, Rover, you're fat.
A voice for a generation.
They stepped up when the time was needed.
This is The Gist.
That's right, everybody. This is The Gist, and I am the Chancellor, Caleb Betterton. And today's show is going to be a great one. In about a minute and a half, I have for you a phone call. Someone's on the line right now waiting to talk to us, and it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be huge, but not that huge, so don't relax a little bit. But before we get to that, or after that, I have a rant for you that may be the best rant of all time, involving a road and a very voluptuous lady, but not in the right places, if you know what I'm saying. Kind of huge. Yeah, anyway. Also, today's take is on some AI madness. But first, subscribe. Leave a 5-star review. Check out our YouTube page in the show notes below. Subscribe to this podcast and the YouTube page. Help us get to 100 YouTube subscribers. That'd be awesome. You guys are the best. But now, let's check out this phone call. Well, guys, it has been a while now, but we have our guy Frank on the line today. We have sent him to Washington as our new White House press correspondent. Thank you, friend of the show, President Trump, for opening the door to us, the new media, and allowing people like us to come into the White House. It's amazing. So, Frank, tell us what's going on.
Well, Caleb, thank yous for sending me here. I've had a great time so far, but I haven't found the game yet.
What game?
President, he announced that he and his little Elon buddy, they're gonna play dodge. And I'm not sure what they're dodging, but I'm assuming it's a ball.
I don't think that's right, Frank.
Yes, it is, Caleb. Yes, it is. He said he was starting dodge. But like I said, I haven't found where they're playing yet.
Well, hold on. Wait. Do you mean Doge?
I don't think that's a word, Caleb.
No, Frank. It's the Department of Government Efficiency, a.k.a. Doge.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I have to let you go so I can find this game, I'll talk to you later.
Frank, there's no game. Hello, Frank? Okay, he's gone. I don't know why you keep on paying that guy.
You're listening to The Gist.
Guys, think we might have to let Frank go. So if you're interested in getting a new job as our White House correspondent, please send in your resume to synergistmg@gmail.com, and one of our staff members will get back to you. So please do that. But the other day, I was driving down the road in a kind of busy section of the road, and cars just start swerving out of the way in front of me. I'm like, what is going on? So I'm like kind of slowing down what's going on. And there is this, to drop my mic, there is this lady, okay, who is in the middle of the street. In the middle of the street with a dog. Yes, a dog. D-O-G, dog. About 2 feet over is a sidewalk where her and her dog should be. And this lady, now, okay, I'm not sure what the polite way of saying this is, but this lady was not a smaller lady, okay? She wasn't the biggest lady I've ever seen, but she wasn't a small lady either. And then she has her dog, who's like a pit bull, pretty big dog, and they're pretty much taking up the whole street. And you have cars coming by at 50 miles an hour, having to swerve over into a new lane, and she's just jogging along, nonchalant. And she's putting herself at risk, and us at risk, and this poor dog at risk as well. It's disgusting. This is a problem with America right now. Okay, people are way too entitled. We're on this busy road, and she's walking along, not a care in the world, thinking she owns the street. Her dog's next to her, trotting along, tongue out, tail wagging, like ain't nothing going on. And behind her, cars are piling up. There is honking. There is swerving. There is brake lights being hit. It is insane. But there she goes, walking along like nothing's going on. There's no problems. There's nothing wrong. And it's an issue. Okay? I could have hit her. In fact, part of me, okay, this is the part of me that needs to repent later on, but part of me just wanted to keep on going straight. Oh, my bad, I didn't see you. In the middle of the road, when there's a sidewalk 2 feet away from you. Ridiculous. This is why people are entitled. Okay? They're too entitled. They think they own the road, and they don't even have a car. It's ridiculous. I think someone needs to get hit again. Okay? Listen, whatever, you can judge me if you want to judge me. I don't care. Somebody needs to get hit once again. If someone's got hit 1 or 2 times, okay, this would not be an issue. The problem is they think I own the road. Me and my nonchalant stroll on a Sunday afternoon or whatever day it was, going along, strolling away with my dog, they think they have the right to do that. But I say no. I say no. You do not belong in the street. I belong in the street with my car, not you and your dog on a leash. Someone needs to get hit. Okay, back in the 1940s, yes, I know, another 1940s reference, I'm sorry. But back in the 1940s, they used to make jokes all the time in the radio programs about running over I can't even say the word, pedestrians. There it is, found it, guys. All the time, jokes about hitting pedestrians, okay? Let's bring back that narrative. Let's bring it back. Let that be a narrative about drivers today. But, we're too nice as drivers in today's society. I know someone's going to driving school right now, and they're not even getting taught right. They're getting the answers given to them. They're going 2 miles an hour. There's no aggressive driving. Listen, I'm not a fast driver, okay? I'll go on record and say I'm not a fast driver. But I get there. And I'll tell you this, a big part of me thought about just going right on straight. Teach these entitled Americans, and I am one of them, yes, but teach these entitled Americans a little something, something, okay? A little something, something, because it's time to bring back the narrative of running over pedestrians. There, I said it, pedestrians once again. She could have died. And all jokes aside, kind of. She could have died. I could have killed her. And then what happens in my life? I am a young married man with no kids. Okay, I don't have kids yet, but I could have a kid, okay? I could have a kid at some point. The potential is there for kids. And then my whole life is ruined because I'm in jail now because I hit you with my car when you were in the middle of the street thinking you own the road with your little dog. This is not the Wizard of Oz, okay? You and Toto can't be walking along the asphalt road to Never Neverland or whatever the place is you're going, Oz, whatever. I don't care. This is not the Wizard of Oz. This is Oklahoma. Okay, this is Sooner Road. Cars going 50 miles an hour. And you're in the middle of the road. Walking along. Singing, follow, 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 follow. Whatever the song goes, you know what I'm saying. You're singing that song. Nothing in your mind, obviously. Cars are going around you. But my car, I'm distracted by the billboard on the side of the road or my phone. I don't text and drive, but potentially speaking here, I'm distracted by something. I look up. It's too late. Your poor little dog is now in a wheelchair. You are in a body cast. And I'm in jail. I'm in jail. All because of you being an entitled, extra medium-sized woman who thinks she is Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz. I can't believe this.
The Gist. The Gist. You're listening to The Gist. Entertain but challenge.
Well, guys, it is time now for... Yes, it is time now for the conversation. And today's conversation is a little bit different than most of the conversations that we usually have. Kind of, not really. But the new AI Grok came out recently. And I've been kind of on an AI deep dive. So we're going to kind of get into... don't check out. Okay, this is not going to be a nerdy thing. Trust me, it's going to be an interesting, maybe frightening, but also an amazing thing. So one of the first things that I did with the new AI Gronk is I wanted to see how well, most people are putting in questions for like jobs, questions about different things, but I had a feeling that most people aren't putting in things like, the oneness of God, stuff like that inside the AI search engine to see what it pulls up. But I wanted to see how deep it could go, how well it could pull out some deeper stuff, not mainstream stuff, but kind of some more Christian stuff, but also kind of a unique Christian perspective as well when it comes to different doctrines, whatever else. So I put in the search engine, I don't know if it's the AI system, and I searched for debate prep for the oneness argument versus the Trinity argument. And in about 5 seconds, I have in front of me a complete outline for a debate arguing for oneness over Trinity. And I'm kind of going to go through this a little bit, not the whole thing, but I want to go through it a little bit, kind of show you how deep and how detailed it gets with some of the stuff and how good it actually is. And then I'm going to go a little bit deeper on AI as a whole. And so first thing it gives me the thesis. Thesis, of course, is God is one, not three, manifesting as Father, Son, Holy Spirit, like roles or modes, not distinct entities. Jesus is the full expression of God, not a separate second person. Basic oneness thesis gives our spiritual backbone, starting off with Deuteronomy 6:4, John 10:30, Colossians 2:9, Acts 4:12. But underneath each one of these, it gives you the argument for each of one of these verses. So in the first one, Deuteronomy 6:4, the Lord our God is one Lord. The AI says here for my argument, start here. Monotheism's non-negotiable. Jews never saw God as three. Trinitarians add complexity without biblical warrant. One, Hebrew, I'm going to butcher this Hebrew word, echad, means singular unity, not compound like yeshad. I'm pretty sure I butchered both those words. I'm sorry. Must imply. So basically saying that God is one. We get it. Drop down the Acts. Colossians 2:9. It says, no room for separate. The verse is, in Christ, all the fullness of the deity lives in bodily form. Not sure what version that is, but we get the point. It says, no room for a separate Father or Spirit. Jesus embodies all of God. If the Trinity's will, why fullness dumped in one guy? Great question. Good argument there. It goes down a little bit further, and it gives us a baptism formula. It gives you the Acts 2:38 versus Matthew 28:19 formula. Breaks those down. Then it gets into the Trinitarian argument with John 1:1 reinterpreted. Of course, John 1:1 says, in the beginning was the Word was with God, the Word was God. It says here, Trinitarians say, with means second person. As a oneness believer, we should argue back. With, Greek prose, is rational, not separate. God's Word in His self-expression, not a buddy. Verse 14, Word became flesh, seals it. Jesus is God's essence, not a sidekick. No pre-incarnate Son floating around. The Son's God's incarnate. And it kind of goes down more stuff, gets its historical claim as well with the pre-Nicene roots. Are they Christians? Blah, blah, blah. Goes through that, explains that for that there was no Trinity, it was just oneness. Gives a logic flex. Then it gets to the Trinitarian pushback with some different stuff. but it's really in depth, and gives you a debate strategy, shows you how to open strong, how to pivot to acts, deflecting Trinity proofs, close emotional, gives you the kind of clear ways to hit it, show you some weak spots to kind of shore up. Pretty amazing. Like, honestly, pretty amazing. Again, all this in about 5 seconds, 10 seconds, have a complete debate prep for a oneness argument for debate. And that's just the very tip of what you can do with AI. And, for studying, for whatever else. And it kind of leads you down the rabbit hole of, well, I don't have to go too deep, but what is AI? AI, of course, is artificial intelligence. It goes through stuff here. That's what the basics of it is. It runs on algorithms, math recipes, basically, that choose data and spits out answers. You feed examples, and then it learns to tag them without being spoon-fed, basically. That's what we're doing right now, basic AI. You give it a prompt, you give it a question, and it gives you a more detailed answer, a more full answer than maybe a basic Google search would. And it's pretty amazing. Again, the newest version, Gronk, which pulled up the Oneness of God debate form, was pretty amazing. Now, when it comes to AI, we're just in the beginning stages of what they want AI to become. So right now we're in basic AI. The next goal is for AGI. The definition of AGI is a system that matches human-level smarts, reasoning, creativity, learning on the fly, without being boxed into one job. It's not just faster math. It's deeper. It's more. It's connecting on a different level. It's basically going to be almost human-like in a sense. Not quite, but it can kind of reason for itself to an extent. Not the way. And after AGI, the next goal, which is a little bit further down the road, but is ASI. And the definition of ASI is an intelligence surpassing humanity in every dominion. So AGI is kind of matching us, maybe a little bit ahead of us. ASI is surpassing us on creativity, reasoning, strategy, emotion, you name it. And that's the final goal of AI. Now, we're honestly pretty close to AGI. ASI's kind of out there. But there's another aspect of this that I want to kind of tap into, and that is Neuralink, which is BCI. Neuralink is a coin-sized device that is embedded in the skull, flesh, and is invisible. It uses different chips and electrodes, but basically kind of the basic, what it does is it allows you to connect to technology and do things with technology that just by thinking about it. No human forms, no human hands, no having to touch it. I think right now they just did a study. They put it on one guy, and they kind of it's brand new, but they put it on one guy for right now. It's all for medical purposes, basically. And they put it into one guy recently, and he's able to play chess on a computer with his mind. Pretty crazy. And so you have AI kind of starting working with this Neuralink stuff, and there's different companies doing a Neuralink type technology. But it's interesting. And if you're an Odyssey fan, this is Novacom's original strategy, right? Basically is brainwaves to radio waves. Well, basically it's happening with the Neuralink. You're able to think, and again, this guy played chess with his mind on a computer. And that's just the beginning of what they want to do. The goals of the Neuralink is to help, the short term anyway, is to help people with paralysis, etc., control tech, sensors, keyboards, robotic arms, stuff like that. It's pretty amazing. But now we get into the long term goal. And this is where we kind of get deep a little bit. It's the dream with it is to merge humans with AI boost memory or solve consciousness. Basically, it's going to make you connected in your brain with AI. And at that point, it might be AGI. So it's going to be advanced technology. Basically, you'll be able to think about something, and your brain is connected to the internet, so you can have all knowledge to everything at once. It's going to be something incredible. And if you want to know more about AI itself, I recommend listening to Glenn Beck podcast, Glenn Beck show. He has a lot more kind of in-depth AI knowledge. But what I want to get into right now is kind of the more spiritual aspect of it, how that it may affect us. In the Garden of Eden, we saw two trees. The tree of life and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Today, we are growing closer to a similar choice. One is a life made in God's image with access to a relationship with Him. The other is complete access to all the knowledge of men. Because basically, that's what Neuralink's going to do. It's going to give you access to all the knowledge of men. Again, we're far away at this point, but if you're in my generation, if you're my age or younger, maybe even older by quite a bit, there's a good chance you're going to see this technology in the mainstream. You're going to have this choice one day. Very likely. And so Adam and Eve chose knowledge instead of relationship, and it brought destruction. You know, the fruit looked good to the eye and desirable. So it will be with this chip. You'll never have to go to school, or the most important thing is worry about a decision. You'll simply know. What am I going to do today? How can I get this job done? What should I do with my life? The AI in your brain is going to give you a bunch of options. And in fact, it's going to try to help you achieve your desires. Whatever those desires may be. And so why wait for the still small voice of God when you have complete access to all the knowledge of men? Again, I was able to pull this oneness to God debate prep in 5 seconds. And that's now with this version of AI. The future is going to be crazy. All the knowledge of men instantly in your brain. And what's wrong with that is the same question the serpent asked. If you don't eat it, you'll be held back. That's going to be the argument. Well, you got to have the chip or you're going to be left behind. You're going to be held back. But we know this. The goal of it is to help us reach our desires, but we know that our heart's desires wickedness. And this chip will give you your desires. The thing that people forget about is that sin always leads to separation and death. And why would you need, or how could you even hear God's still small voice when you have the knowledge of the world flowing through your brain? And like sin, eventually we come to a point where we are no longer in control, but it is our master. We are still a ways away, but it's getting closer. So now it's time to decide before the opportunity comes. What will you choose? This is The Gist.
You're listening to The Gist. Entertain but challenge.
All right, guys, as we wrap up this show, I have been teasing an announcement for the past few weeks, and I'm going to tease it again today. It's coming soon. I am waiting for some more stuff to kind of get back in my hands before I kind of start talking about it publicly and showing you stuff, but I have a brand new something or other, something amazing, something I'm going to need your help with. But you'll know what it is, not today, but soon. Also, if you haven't heard it yet, me and my wife sat down and we gave you our love story. And if you haven't heard the episode yet, go check it out right now. We're probably going to do a part 2. My wife was telling me today there was so much stuff we missed in the first episode, and kind of go more into some of the more stories about our first date, other kinds of stuff as well. Kind of go more into the stories and whatever else she has on her mind when it comes to a relationship. But yeah, if you want to hear a part 2, let us know. Also, send us questions for our segment. It's going to be coming up here pretty soon. It's a new segment called Study to Know. Send us questions at synergistmg at gmail.com. Also, check out the show notes. We have a challenge for you. Help us reach 100 subscribers on YouTube. That is the goal right now. Help us get there. Help us hit that. If you can, we greatly appreciate that. You're the best. Remember, embrace the challenge and be all that God's called you to be. Bye.